Hey, welcome everybody to CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation of our 1983 Mets. And we're using payoff pitch baseball. It's going to be Tom Seaver versus Chuck Rainey, New York at Chicago. And the starting lineup for the Mets is going to be Mookie Wilson leading off in center field, followed by Huey Brooks at third base. Darryl Strawberry, the right fielder, batting third. Batting cleanup is Danny Heap, a left-hand hitting left fielder today, and Dave Kingman batting fifth at first base. Ron Hodges, the lefty catcher, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Ron Giles, the second baseman. Eighth is the rookie Jose Oquendo, the shortstop, and Tom Seaver, Tom Terrific, the franchise, at pitcher. We're right about to get started, and here we go. Let me tell you, I started the game thinking that I was broadcasting, and I was not. So the game started off with Mookie Wilson laces a base hit to center field, and then there's two consecutive wild pitches by the pitcher Rainey, and that puts Wilson at third base. Huey Brooks strikes out, and then it was a ground ball to second base with the infield drawn in, and Wilson tried to score, and he was thrown out at the plate. So that was two outs, and a fielder's choice, Darryl Strawberry out at first, and that was another wild pitch. The third wild pitch in the inning is really the story here. Chuck Rainey, he's got a 30 to 31 wild pitch, but we hit it three times. Two 30s and one 31, believe it or not. So Danny Heath singles home Strawberry, who reached second on a wild pitch with two outs, and now it's Dave Kingman. So just like that, the Mets are up 1-0. And the story right now is that Chuck Rainey has lost control. Sports Time Machine, welcome. What a great channel he has. I love his channel. All right, Dave Kingman. And that's an 8. That's a tough off Rainey, and it's a 60. A tough 60 is a fly ball right field. And racing in is the right fielder, Moreland, backing up the first baseman, Buckner, and Buckner is call him off, and he'll make the catch. And that retires the side. The Mets pick up one run on two hits. We go to the bottom of the first. It's going to be Mel Hall. Now, Mel Hall is watching this game from behind bars. He is in a penitentiary at this point, charged with statutory rape. 5-ball. And it's a 5 in play 0-7, and that is going to be pulled down the line at the right field corner. Around first into second base, the throw not in time, so it's a leadoff double by Mel Hall. Just like that, the Cubs have a runner in scoring position. So it's going to be a tough and in play 0-7. That will be a double. All right, here goes Ryan Sandberg. Here's a pitch, and that is a 4-4 is a tough, an 82, and that's a fly ball center field. We may try to tag up on this. It is a potential DP. And I never really know how to play that, but because that doesn't really tell me if it's a deep fly or a shallow fly. And anytime I'm advancing, there's always a potential DP. So I'm not sure how to play that. Let me pull another card, short fly, so there's no advance. Okay. Bill Buckner, 1 out, runner on second. Lefty who batted 284 against righties. That's going to be a 5 in play 59. And in play 59 is a ground ball third base. Brooks is going to look Hall back to third. 2 out. Next is Leon Durham. Leon Durham batted 236 with 10 home runs versus righties. He's a lefty. Here's a pitch from Seaver. It's a 7, a tough, an 88, and that is chopped to second, charged by the second baseman Giles over to first, and that retires the side. So after the double, 3 straight outs, and we go top of second. 1-0 Mets. Ron Hodges. Now Mets have an awful record. I think I have it here. Oh, I do not. I don't know what I did with that. Let me see. Is it here? Don't know what I did with the page with the Met. Let me see. Well, I don't know what I do with it, but the Mets have a 16 and 40. No, a 16 and 30, 16 and 32, something like that. 16 and 33 record, something terrible record. Anyway, okay, it's going to be who's up? Ron Hodges with a 6. It's a tough 40. And that's a base hit, Ron Hodges. Lines one to right. So Hodges is on. Giles. That's a 3 ballpark. A ballpark 16 at Wrigley Field. And that's going to 1 to 60. So that's going to put it into Giles' wheelhouse. But Giles is a 1 to 10 for a home run. And we roll a 14. That's going to be driven in the gap. And that's going to split the outfielders. It's going to go for 2. And they're going to stop Hodges with nobody out. They're going to stop Hodges at third base. So that's threatening here. You got 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out. Jose Oquendo. Infield is in. And it's a 7. In play, 44. And an in play 44 is comebacker. Comebacker to the pitcher. Now, Hodges is a slow runner, so he's not going to advance. Everybody holds. 1 away. Tom Seaver. It's a 5 pitcher hitting card. That's an 8. A tough 41. It's a strikeout. Two out. And with second and third, Mookie Wilson. So Chuck Rainey is 1 out away from getting out of this jam, this second and third, nobody out jam. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. A 7 is in play, and an 81 is a fly ball. Shallow center racing in is Mel Hall, and he gets there for the out. So no runs, 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the second. Sports Time Machine playing Gooden replay. 84 Mets can't get out of own way besides Gooden. Everything else is going wrong. Well, 84 Mets actually win 90 games, I believe, there. So they got a pretty good ball club. So you just may be in a little bit of bad luck. Pitching into a little bad luck. Ron Say. Here's a pitch. That's an 8. An 8 is a tough. A 48 is a grounder to first baseman. Kingman is going to flip to Seaver covering. 1 away. 1-0 Mets, bottom of the second. Next is a 7, which is a tough 31, and that is a strikeout. Keith Moreland strikes out on a fastball from Larry Boa. Larry Boa with a 9er, patient 57. That's a base hit for Boa, a little ground ball through into the outfield. And now it's Steve Lake. Pitch from Seaver. That's a 7, a tough 45. And that's a ground ball first base. Kingman takes it himself. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the top of the third. Jimmy Brooks leading us off. He struck out against Chuck Rainey, 10. Patient 47, and that is, just misses. The hit by pitch goes up to 46. That's popped up infield, middle of the infield. Shortstop Boa calls for it, makes the catch. Darryl Strawberry's next. In play, 20, and that's a line drive base hit. So Strawberry singles. He's on at first, and he's got good speed. We're looking at a 4. We get an 8, so we don't get the jump. Danny Heap. Here's a pitch. That's a 5. 5 is in play. 15. That's line base hit, and that's going to. No, they're going to hold Strawberry. Actually, it's a question mark. Strawberry's going, and we roll a 7. So the ball was to left field. Left fielder Leon Durham. Leon Durham is a 5-arm. So he's got a good arm. He's a D1 5. He's got a good arm out there. And Strawberry Got to be at least a 7, otherwise he's going to hold. And he's a 5. So he actually, the way I play it, I play anything above the outfielder and the runner is a hold until 11 and 12, and then 11 and 12 he's thrown out. That's kind of how I do it. Just so there's more opportunity. You can't have 3 or 4 runners thrown out at every base when you're going on the question mark. So there has to be some other way of doing it, and that's the way I chose for now until I hear something better. So it's basically going to be a single for Danny Heap, and Strawberry thinks twice about heading to third and challenging Leon Durham's arm in left field. So he's going to hold on that. And Dave Kingman, with runners on first and second, only 1 out. Here's a pitch. Kong, 8. That's a tough pitch. What can he do with it? Not very much. And he's going to ground it to second base. This could turn into a double play. Now it's going to be a fielder's choice. 4-6. Runner to third. So it's first and third now. And Kingman, we're going to try to get him a jump. And we don't get it. I didn't think so. He's a 3. So Ron Hodges, first and third, 2 outs. Here's a pitch from Chuck Rainey. That's an 8, a tough 55. And that is a ground ball. Third baseman, Say, up with it. Fires to first. And in time. No runs, 2 hits. Took us a little while there to figure out that advancement. All right, Chuck Rainey's leading us off. He's a 5-pitcher hitting card. That's a 4 off Seaver, a 57. A 4 is a tough, a 57 is a strikeout. So Seaver blows a fastball by the perplexed Rainey. And now with 1 out, it's Mel Hall. Mel Hall doubled in his first at bat. That's a 9. A patient 82. Grounded to second. Giles, better hurry, throw to first, and oh, he's safe. No, wait a second, he's out. And Hall is not happy with that call. Talking to Darrell Evans at first base, saying, What are you talking about? And the first base coach is having to get in between. And 2 outs now. That's a 3. A patient 74 is a chopper to second. Easy out. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Seaver looking good. Looking sharp. Brian Giles. Top of the 4th. 1-0 Mets. Chuck Rainey. Rainey gets tired in the 6th. Seaver gets tired in the 7th. But we'll see. Nobody's really giving up many runs at this point. So nobody's really tired just yet. It's an in-play 26, and that is a little flare that's going to dunk in there for a base hit. So Giles is on with a single. Giles is going to try to get a lead. We're looking at a 4, and we don't get it. All right. Jose Oquendo. Here's the pitch. That's a tough pitch, a 70. And that's sharply hit to the shortstop. And, it just misses the double play late to first base. It's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. Oquendo's on at first. I'm going to try to get a jump with Oquendo. We don't get it. Tom Seaver is going to swing away with a pitcher hitting card 5. A 7 in play, and that looks like a 69. In play 69 is a liner to second baseman. And if the second baseman is an A, I grant him a double play on that liner. They doubled the runner off first. And Ryan Sandberg is an A, and he doubles off Oquendo, so it's a L4-4 DP, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. All right, Mookie Wilson. No. It's Bill Buckner, bottom of the 4th. Buckner, Leon Durham, and Ron Say. Here's a pitch from Seaver. A 7 is a tough, a 66 is a fly ball, left field. 1 away. Leon Durham is next. And it's a 6 in play, 12, and that's line pulled down the line. It's a right field corner, and that's going to 1 hop off the wall, and it rolls away from Strawberry and right. Durham is going to try for 3. The relay from Giles is not in time. Triple, 1-out triple for Leon Durham. We'll double check 6-12. That's an in-play 12, and that is a triple. Leon Durham with a 1-out triple. Puts the tying run at third and fields in for the Mets. Ron set. Pitch from Seaver. That's patient. A patient 98. That's a fly ball left field. This may get Durham home. We're going to pull a card. It's got to be really low, and it's a 7. Left field. That's again. This is questionable here. And Heap in is a left field, a C5-5. So a C5-5, and then Leon Durham running is a 6. So he's going to hold. He's not going to advance on that. So fly ball 7, no advance, and it's Keith Moreland. Keith Moreland, right-hand hitting right fielder. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That's a 6 in play, 18 line base hit, game tied. Keith Moreland takes a Seaver fastball and sends it right back up the middle, frozen rope to center field, and that scores Durham from third. Game is tied here in the bottom of the 4th. Larry Boa next. Keith Moreland, let's try to get a jump. Nope, we don't get it. There's no way he's got to be like a 3 or something like that. He had no stolen bases. So he would be a 1. How do you get a 1? I forget what the rule was. Boa, 11, tough pitch from Seaver, and a 35 is a pop-up middle of the infield. Giles calls for it, makes the catch, 1 run on 2 hits. Game is tied at 1. Pretty good ball game here in the 5th inning. We got Wilson, Brooks, and Darryl Strawberry coming up June 7th, 1983. The Mets rebuilding. Eventually going to get to 1986, the championship year. But in 84 and 84, I believe they already win 90 games. In 85, they just miss. They lose. They actually lose the division the last day of the year, I believe. And then in 86, they win 108 games. So this is the beginning of the Mets franchise. These players that they're kind of accumulating. Darryl Strawberry, the trade deadline is in 8 days. And who joins us? Keith Hernandez. We're going to send Neil Allen and Obey over to Cardinals for Keith Hernandez. Keith Hernandez did not get along very well with Whitey Herzog. Keith Hernandez, more of an intellectual type, and just rubbed Whitey Herzog the wrong way. So eventually, Whitey Herzog did what he could to move him, and his contract was going to be up as well. So there was a couple of combination of things. Got the Mets. It was Frank Cashin who made the deal. Very excited to get Keith Hernandez, part of the rebuilding plan. Following year in 84, Frank Cashin is going to pick up Gary Carter, the kid from the Montreal Expos. Probably the only catcher in the major leagues who speaks French. All right, Mookie Wilson is leading us off in the top of the 5th. 1-1. Here's a pitch from Chuck Rainey. That's a 6, a tough 0-2, strike 3, and Wilson down swinging. Curveball gets Wilson. Eddie Brooks is next with an 11 in play, 66. And that's chopped to third. Third baseman Say rifles it to first in time to get Brooks by half a step. And Darryl Strawberry with a 3. This is going to be a deep drive off the bat of Strawberry to right field. That ball is out of here. Darryl Strawberry gives the Mets back the lead. Connects and drives one deep into right center field off a Chuck Rainey fastball. And it's a 2-1 game now with the Mets up. Danny Heat. That's a 7 in play, 87. That's a grounder to second base. Ryan Sandberg. I believe he's a rookie in 83 as well. And he throws out Heap 1 run on 1 hit. Strawberry's home run puts the Mets up by a score of 2-1. Start writing the score there. All right, so it's going to be the bottom of the order: Lake, Rainey, and Mel Hall. Here he goes. Pitch from Seaver is a 5. That's in play, 56. That's popped up right field. Shallow right field. Racing in is Strawberry. Backing up is Kingman, and Strawberry makes the call. Chuck Rainey's going to allow him to bat. It's a tough 34. That's a strikeout. Second strikeout for Rainey, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Seaver. Top of the order now with 2 outs. Mel Hall leading us off. Mel Hall is 1 for 2. He doubled in the first and grounded out in the third. 2-1 Mets. Seaver checks in for the sign. Winds and deals 7. A tough 28. That's a strikeout, and that retires the side. Number 4 for Seaver. No runs, no hits. We go to the top of the 5th. Dave Kingman. Con Kingman. Powerful. Oh, I'm going to roll that again. That's a 5 in play, 89. That's a ground to short. Chops one. Shortstop Boa charges. Fires the first for the out. 1 away. Hodges. And it's a 7 in play, 19, little ground ball, and through the right side for a base hit. That's a second. Now Hodges batted 260. 266 against righties, 214 against lefties, and his batting average around 280 in our replay. Giles with Hodges on at first. Here's the pitch to Giles. That's a tough 22, and that's a K. And that is K number 1, 2, 3 for Rainey. This is the 6th. He's only allowed 2 runs, so he still qualifies for his pitcher card. I don't have to pull a fatigue card. I'm glad I remembered that. I like to remember on time, but luckily no change is required. So it's going to be Jose Oquendo. Oquendo so far today has hit one back to Rainey and then grounded to the shortstop for a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2. 2 out. Hodges on at first. Here's the pitch to Oquendo. It's an 11 is in play, and 84 is a chopper to second. Ryan Sandberg. Easy hop. Tosses it to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. Sandberg, Buckner, and Durham against Seaver in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Oh, the tower almost went flying there. Kind of clumsy. 10. It's ballpark. Ballpark 92 is going to be in play. Here goes 67 and 60. 60 right-handed batters. So in play 27, and that is line for a base hit. So leadoff single for Ryan Sandberg, and he is a 5 stealing, and he is not going. Wow, getting a lot of high numbers there. Bill Buckner can try hit and run. Hit and run with Buckner. That's a ballpark 06. And a 12, that would normally be a home run, but I think that's going to change. The hit and run changes things. So hold on a second. All right. All runners, use chart below if wheelhouse or patient results. So I got to re-roll on the chart below because it was a wheelhouse. Oh, I rolled a 12. Okay, that's going to be a single. Runner advances 2 bases. So it was a wheelhouse, and then that I have to roll on this instead of the wheelhouse. Okay, so it's going to be a single runner to third. First and third now. And the Mets are going to bring the infield in. It's a 2-1 ball game. Leon Durham. Seaver needs to reach back for a little extra here. That's a 10. Ballpark 34. Leon Durham. That's going to be a 1-49, and it's a 3-run shot. And that ball's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Strawberry to the track. And that's out of here. 3-run shot. Leon Durham. Again, a home run ball plaguing Seaver late in the games. the Cubs have retaken the lead. With that 3-run shot, it's now going to be 4-2 Cubs. And it's Ron Say with nobody out. So there's action in the Mets bullpen. There's a couple of bodies moving around out there. That's an 8, a tough 82. That's chopped to short. Okendo fires the first in time. Keith Moreland in play 10. That's line base hit. Moreland on with a single, his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 3. Larry Bow is next. Here's the pitch. 9 is patient. 0-1, ball 4. First and second, only 1 out. Seaver's looks like he's tiring right here. So actually, he would tire next inning. So let's see what happens. Steve Lake, pitcher's this is probably his last batter. And it's an 11. 11 is a tough, a 37. Tough 37 is a ground ball comeback. Can Seaver get 2 out of this? No. It's a 1-3. Both runners are going to advance. So 8 and 8. That's the guy who advances them both, the 8th place batter. And now it's going to be Chuck Rainey, the pitcher, with second and third. And we are going to keep Chuck Rainey in there because he's still hanging in. And the Cubs already are up 4-2. So here goes. Seaver's going to stay in to pitch the pitcher. Hope we don't regret. That's a wild pitch. And that's going to score a run. Wild pitch. That brings home Moreland. And moving to third is Boa. That's an 8. 8 is a tough. A 28 is a strikeout. But the Cubs pick up 4 runs. And they lead it by a score of 5-2 now. 4 runs on 4 hits. A walk, a wild pitch. And the Mets are down 5-2. It's going to be a pinch hitter for Seaver here in the top of the 7th. Who are the Mets going to bring in? Rainey is a righty, so the Mets are going to look at bringing in a lefty. All right, let's see who they have. I believe Mike Jorgensen's still around. You know, I know is still around for sure. Bob Bell was a righty. I thought it was a switch hitter. So we're going to bring in Jorgensen. All right, here goes. Here's the pitch to Jorgensen. Chuck Rainey. Say 5 in play 43. In play 43, and that is a ground ball. First baseman Bill Buckner races Jorgensen to the bag, and he gets there. Just beats him to first base. 1 away. Mookie Wilson is next. And an 8 is a tough. A 25 is a strikeout. Second strikeout for Wilson today. He's 1 for 4. He singled in the first inning. And now with 2 outs, it's Petey Brooks. So 3 is ballpark. A 22 is going to be wheelhouse. 1 for 14, and that ball's out of here. 50 is a base hit. Frozen rope to left. A scorcher off the bat of Brooks with 2 outs. They're on first. Darryl Strawberry now. It's 5-2. Cubs. Here's a pitch, and it's a tough 76. And that is a fly ball deep center field. Back goes Hall to the track and makes the catch. So Darryl Strawberry gives it a ride. Got a lively bat for a rookie. Gives it a ride deep to center field, but Mel Hall catches up to it. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Mets. And we're going to bring in Obey, or Ownbay. And this is his last week with the Mets. That's why I got to bring him in. Let's see. Ownbay's coming in just for an inning. if possible. We'll see how he does. Rick Ombe. Seaver went 6 innings, gave up five runs. All 5 runs are earned. Hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Walks, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Pitched to 27 batters. Hit none, but he did throw a wild pitch. And a lot of runs to score. Mel Hall leading it off against Rick Ombe. Rick Ombe had a 4.67 ERA with a 1-3 record, and a 5 is in play at 46 is a base hit. So Hall lines one to center for a hit. He does not get the lead. Ryan Sandberg is next. And a 4 is in play at 41, and that's a base hit. Sends Ryan Sandberg to Hall goes to third on that, on Sandberg's single. Ryan Sandberg, first and third, and that's going to be it for Ombe. So we're going to bring in somebody that can. We're going to bring in a guy named, where is he? Diaz. Let's see if we can track him down. Oh, he's here with the pitchers. So Diaz is coming in. Let's have a really powerful, highly effective threesome in the bullpen of Diaz, Sisk, and Orozco. So Diaz is coming in. Ombe fails to get an out, gives up 2 hits. Infield is in for the Mets, first and third. The pitch from the lefty Diaz to the lefty Buckner. That's an 11, a patient 40, and versus a lefty is a hit by pitch. So Buckner gets plunked, bases are loaded. 5-2 Cubs, and they're threatening for more here. Leon Durham, another lefty. There's the pitch, and field is in for patient 60. And that's a base on balls. Oh, no, it's a lefty. Yep, it's a base on balls. That's going to force in a run. Ronce, bases loaded, infield in. There's a pitch from Diaz. 7 is in play, 52. In play, 52. And that's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. With the bases loaded. Bases loaded. Runner on third is out at home. Batter is safe. Okay. So it's going to be 5-2. Fielder's choice for the first out. So Brooks goes home with it to get the force. Bases are still loaded. Keith Moreland with only 1 out. There's a pitch from Diaz. So 5, a tough 55. And that's lined and caught by the second baseman. And my second baseman is not an A, so there won't be any double plays there. So it's L4. Yeah, he's not. And that's a different story. With the bases loaded, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Not a lot of those. Maybe once every 5 games you get a double play, a line-out double play, if that many times. Larry Bowe with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And an 8 is a tough 89, and that is chopped to second. Giles flips to shortstop Okendo, and that retires the side. But the Cubs pick up another run on 2 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch. They lead it by a score of 6-2. Top of the 8th, Danny Heap, Dave Kingman, and Ron Hodges against Chuck Rainey. Chuck Rainey had 1 complete game, so we're going to pull him in the 9th, or we can let him go. It's going to be a 7 in play 0-9, and that's a base hit for Heap. So that's his 3rd hit of the game. He's 3 for 4. Danny Heath. Dave Conklin, here's the pitch. A 3 is ballpark, a 99 is going to be in play, and an 84 is a ground ball to shortstop. And Boa is going to flip to Sandberg, relay to first. It's 6-4-3. Double play. Ground ball, and it's going to be the 6, and we're going to call it double play. 2 out. And a 9er, patient 12, ball 4. Hodges walks. Brian Giles. 7 is in play, 61 is grounded to third. Say over to first, that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Diaz is still in there. Steve Lake with an 8, a tough 20 is it's not a strikeout. Oh, it is. Just against lefties it is. So slider away, gets Lake chasing. And Rainey's still going to stay in there. Actually, you know what? We can pinch hit for him. Let's do that. Let's pinch hit for him. And I remember who I saw somebody already. It was a guy named Woods. Not Tiger Woods. Not out of the woods. But I think it's Alvin Woods. He was a Gary Woods. Gary Woods. All right. So Gary Woods is going to pinch hit. And here he comes. He's a righty. Pinch hitter. Here's a pitch from Davis. And a defense 68. Let's see what we're pulling here. We're pulling an error. Error goes up to 69. So unless, let's see, could it be a 1? Well, I could look there. Second base. Second base, he is a 3. So he needed to be a 1 for that to be an error. So that's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. He handles that. Giles throws out Woods. 2 out. And now it's Mel Hall. Lefty versus lefty. Oh, I forgot to throw. And it's a 10 and a 51. A 10 is a tough 51. That's a base. No, that's a strikeout. I have to keep on looking at the left side. I forget to do that. All right, no runs, no hits. We go top of the 9th. Last licks for the Mets. And new pitcher for the Cubs is going to be Campbell. We're going to bring in Campbell in this one. Bill Campbell, I believe it is, right? So Bill Campbell's coming in. And he's going to face Okendo, a pinch hitter, which is Staub. Where's old Legrand Orange is coming up. Here's the pitch to Rusty. And a 9er is a tough 44. And that is a ground ball, third base save. Backhands it. Go to first in the dirt. Had a lot more time than that. Kind of rushed it a little bit. Nice scoop by Buckner. And that's 2 away. Mets are down to their last out. They're right about to lose another one. Holy smokes. Here's a pitch from Campbell. It's a 4, a tough. Boy, he's got a lot of tough. Got a lot of tough with a guy with a 4.49 ERA. All right, so it's a 4, a tough 43, and that's a base hit. So Wilson singles. Wilson is 2 for 5 on the day. Now it's Huey Brooks. Should be tough again. 11 ballpark, 14. 1 to 14. That's out of here. It's a 55. Oh, it just misses the hit range. That's lined and caught by the second baseman. Ball game over. No runs, 1 hit. Mets lose it by a score of 6-2. Mets had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 hits And they committed no errors. You don't get a lot of errors in this game. I never see an error in this game. Very hard to commit errors. That's one thing I noticed that guys should check out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. And no errors up there either. So, line score. And Seaver's going to get the loss on this one. He falls like, I believe, to 2 and 7, I believe he is. The win's going to go to Rainey. I don't know what he is. I have to look at the sim engine. All right, so the Mets, 2 runs, 12 hits, no errors. The Cubs, I'm going to say the White Sox, the Cubs, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The big inning for the Cubs, I guess, was the bottom of the 6th inning. Single, 3-run homer by Leon Durham. Leon Durham had a triple and a homer. He went 2 for 3, so I guess he'll be the MVP because that was really the difference, that 3-run home run. And Chuck Rainey gets a victory, so they're going to get co-MVPs because Rainey did a heck of a job, pitched 8. Did give up a lot of runs, gave up hits, gave up 11 hits, only 2 runs. And that's it. This is CP Cards and Dice, and that was Payoff Pitch Baseball. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon. Keep rolling, stay safe, and I'll be back soon. Take care.